All right, let's jump right into this video and completely shift how you think about one of the absolute most critical variables in any business, lead time. Whether you're a consumer ordering a brand new gadget online or a business waiting on raw materials just to keep the lights on and the factory running, waiting is a universal experience. But today, we're going to fundamentally change how you view that waiting period. We're taking it from a frustrating, mysterious black box to a completely manageable process.
So I want to start off by asking you a really simple question. Why do we always just accept waiting? Seriously, think about it. So many professionals treat waiting for a delayed order like standing in a completely unchangeable line at the DMV. We just kind of assume that if a supplier quotes us a 6-week wait, well, that's an absolute law of nature, totally out of our hands. We accept it as a given reality, rather than pausing to question what is actually happening during those 6 weeks.
And this brings us to a massive paradigm shift. Lead time is an engineerable variable, not a given. We absolutely have to bust this myth that lead times are these static, quoted numbers set in stone. The reality? They're incredibly dynamic, manageable variables. Once you stop accepting them as inevitable and start actively managing and compressing them, you're going to unlock massive business value, speed, and efficiency that your competitors literally won't be able to match.
Now, before we break down exactly how to do that, subscribe to the channel now to ensure you are not missing out on our new knowledge content on supply chain and operations. We have a lot of really powerful frameworks to share that will completely transform how you look at business efficiency.
Section 1. Anatomy of lead time.
To fix any problem, you first have to understand its internal architecture. Lead time isn't just the physical shipping time, and it's certainly not a magically quoted number. It's the total latency between the recognition of a need for an order and the actual receipt of those goods. Basically, it's the entire lifespan of a process. From that very first moment you realize, hey, we need this, all the way to the moment the item is actually sitting in your hands, ready to be used.
The internal architecture of lead time generally breaks down into 3 broad chunks. Let's use a real-world example, like your company ordering a massive new batch of laptops. First, you have pre-processing. This is often called paperwork or planning time. Think of this as getting your purchase order approved, navigating those fun internal IT checks, and officially sending the request to the vendor. Second is processing. That's the actual manufacturing and physical procurement of the laptops by your vendor. And finally, you have post-processing. That's the time spent receiving the laptops at your loading dock, unpacking them, inspecting them, and having IT configure them so they can actually be handed to your team.
Section 2. The queue time culprit.
Now, we have to uncover the hidden disease that's secretly inflating our timelines across all of those phases. Get this, research indicates a massive 80 to 90% of manufacturing lead time is simply a job waiting in a queue before processing even begins. I mean, think about that staggering number for a second. Almost all of the time that makes up your lead time is totally non-value added waiting. Picture a dusty pallet of materials just sitting in the corner of a factory floor for weeks. Nothing's being built, nothing's being moved. Targeting this wait time gives you 5 to 10 times more reduction potential than trying to just buy an expensive new machine to speed up the actual manufacturing.
To make this incredibly easy to visualize, think of the roller coaster analogy. Queue time is exactly like standing for 2 hours in a winding, miserable hot line at a Disney theme park just for a 2-minute actual ride. The ride is your processing time. That's where value is actually added. But that massive 2-hour line, that is your queue time. It's completely non-value added waiting, and it is the single biggest culprit behind delayed operations.
Section 3. Levers for time reduction.
Okay, so now that we've diagnosed the primary bottleneck, let's look at the strategic levers that best-in-class companies use to systematically fix it. The first lever is batch size reduction. Imagine you're baking cookies for a huge bake sale. If you try to bake 500 cookies at once, you create massive delays. Every single cookie has to wait for the entire giant batch of dough to be mixed, rolled, and prepped before anything goes into the oven. But if you move towards smaller lots, or what the industry calls one-piece flow, like baking just a single tray at a time continuously, you dramatically increase your velocity. Smaller batches mean things move through the line much faster without constantly waiting on everything else to catch up.
The next lever is a really brilliant lean tool called SMED, which stands for Single Minute Exchange of Die. Now, the absolute best way to understand this is to picture a Formula One pit stop. Instead of stopping the race car for an hour to slowly find the tires, gather the tools, and get all the mechanics into position, the crew does all their preparation externally while the car is still racing out on the track.
By moving internal setup steps to external ones, companies can change over their factory equipment in mere minutes or even seconds, rather than shutting everything down for hours or days.
Then we have finite capacity scheduling. Contrast the absolute chaos of just dumping jobs onto a factory floor and letting them pile up into those massive queues we talked about versus a deliberate, pull-based flow. Finite capacity scheduling ensures that new work only arrives when a machine or a resource is actually available to process it. Basically, it acts like a bouncer at a busy nightclub. It completely prevents the theme park line from forming in the first place, which, as you can guess, slashes your queue times dramatically.
Another incredible tool is information sharing and vendor-managed inventory, or VMI. By sharing real-time point-of-sales data, you can completely bypass traditional, sluggish order entry loops. Think about it. Instead of a retail store noticing they're low on stock, waiting for a manager to write a purchase order and slowly sending it up the corporate chain, the supplier system just sees the actual consumption happening at the cash register in real time. Then, it responds by shipping replacements immediately.
Under traditional ordering, poor, slow data leads to what's called the bullwhip effect. That's where a really small temporary spike in customer demand causes massive, panicked over-ordering further up the supply chain. Think of the random, sudden shortages we occasionally see in supermarkets. Bad data makes the whole system totally overreact, which leads to stockouts and terrible forecasting. But a vendor-managed inventory strategy, it completely smooths out this bullwhip effect. Because you're relying on shared, real-time sales data rather than isolated, batched-up forecasts, everyone in the chain is finally on the exact same page.
Our final lever in this section is standardization. By reducing the overall complexity of a product and relying on common, industry-standard parts, a company gains incredible sourcing flexibility. If a part is standard, you can buy it from a dozen different suppliers. You completely eliminate those long, painful lead times associated with waiting for a highly unique, single-source component that has to be custom-made from scratch just for you.
Section 4. Lead time versus inventory.
So why does all of this matter? Because these reduction levers directly impact a company's financial health and bottom line. When you have high lead times, you have more time at risk. That means there is a much wider window of time where unexpected customer demand or a sudden supplier issue could cause a stockout. And to protect against this long window of risk, companies end up holding massive amounts of expensive safety stock. Conversely, reducing your lead time is the fastest way to free up working capital. In fact, just a 30% reduction in lead time can lead to millions in inventory savings, simply by allowing your system to operate on much shorter, far more accurate forecasts.
This whole dynamic actually birthed a famous mantra in supply chain operations: replace inventory with information. By implementing better, much faster information flow, you drastically reduce the uncertainty that forces companies to carry excessive piles of insurance stock. When you know exactly what is happening in real time across your entire operation, you simply don't need warehouses full of stuff sitting around collecting dust just in case something goes wrong.
Section 5. Tact, cycle, and lead time.
Finally, to keep a healthy pulse on the whole manufacturing process, you really have to track a causal chain of 3 deeply connected metrics. Step 1 is talk time. This is simply the pace of customer demand, basically how fast the market wants the product. Step 2 is cycle time. This is reality, your actual floor production pace, or how fast you are physically making the product. And step 3 is lead time. This is the total duration. It's what the customer actually feels and experiences while they wait for delivery.
Now, the ultimate warning sign on the floor happens when your cycle time exceeds your takt time. If you are physically producing units slower than the customer demands them, work in process starts to pile up everywhere. That buildup inflates your queue times, and as a direct result, your promised lead time to the customer cracks. It is a direct chain reaction, and it requires active, real-time tracking to prevent a minor delay from snowballing into a full-blown delivery crisis.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a rather provocative question to challenge your thinking moving forward. Are you simply accepting your lead time, or are you actively engineering it? It is time to stop viewing waiting as an inevitable symptom and start managing it as a connected, highly engineerable system.
Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. Subscribe. Lead time reduction is a thread we pull through the whole month, and you won't want to miss what we have coming up next to help you optimize your operations.